Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Plan With Me video. We are going to do another combination Plan With Me like we did last month, where I'm gonna plan out the week and then I will plan out every day for the rest of the week. But this time I'm actually planning my week ahead of time, unlike last month where I planned it on Monday and then also forgot one of the days. I'm gonna write it down literally every day, so I should not forget to plan every day. But I'm also doing this weekly plan on the Friday before, which is how I like to typically operate, is based on what I did and didn't get done at work. And it also kind of frees up my mind to not think about work over the course of the weekend, because the plan for next week is already set. I already determined what I didn't get done this week, is most of the time. It's rare that I go above and beyond these days with my energy levels feeling like they're dwindling every single day. So it is Friday the 11th. If you're curious, that is the day that I am filming this Plan With Me for the following week of August 14th through, need to look at the calendar, 19th. Holy moly. The fact that we're gonna be in the teens in August just means that really August is halfway over, which means the next month is September, which is baby month. So, okay. That just freaks me out just a little bit, if I'm being totally honest. All right, let's get to planning. So AM and PM routine are in there. I just like to have those down. Reminds me to put them on my daily plan, since this is what I look at when I'm making my daily plan, not my Google Cal. And so I like to have that reminder. And also it adds a little bit of color. So let's go ahead and put all of the timed things that I have next week. So I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. Actually, I just forgot one of Mondays. The community call's on Monday next week. But then I also have a speaking engagement at 12:30 Eastern, so 11:30 my time. So I'm blocking off 11 to 1. So it gives me 30 minutes to prepare and get in the right mindset, obviously get all of my lights and everything all set up and ready to go, PowerPoint and all those things. And then the actual speaking engagement is 12:30 to 1:30, and then an hour buffer on the other side just to be safe. And then I have PT Tuesday. I like how I'm saying all these things, I'm drawing the boxes, and then you're gonna have to listen to me talk again when I actually write them in. And then I have PT again on Friday, which I'll talk about why in just a second. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fill in all of the, I'm also gonna fill in some one-on-one calls. I did try at one point, I think I talked about this in the last Plan With Me, like I was gonna draw little boxes for one-on-one, but when I draw something for the half hour, it's just, I don't know, it looks a little too cramped for me. So I have one Monday, J turned out a little bit weird, Monday at 11, and then nothing else Monday in terms of timely things, the community call, doctor's appointment. I know I already talked through all of this and now I'm writing it all again. I apologize, but this is literally how I plan my week. So that's what you're getting. The speaking engagement this week is a lunch and learn with a law firm that I've actually spoken to before, which I'm so excited to go back. You know, they said they have lots of new people, or people that weren't able to attend last time, and it was 18 months ago. So I'm excited to be speaking with them again. I really enjoyed my interaction with them last time, and just always having like, you know, a repeat client, it does make me feel like it reminds me at least that the information that I'm sharing, the workshop that I'm doing, the goal setting workshop, is valuable and that people appreciated it and the feedback was positive such that they reached out to do it again. So that also, I think, is one of the reasons why it makes me smile to put that down. Okay, so one-on-one call there. And then on Thursday, my family has the boat during the day to watch them practice for the air and water show. So if the weather is nice, I'm gonna take advantage of that. And in exchange, I am planning to work on Saturday. All right, so let's get to all of the various to-dos that I have for the week, all of my work to-dos. So I'm gonna start by just filling in the number of them, and I'll go back and fill it all in. Like I've mentioned before, all of these to-dos have a chunk of time on my Google Cal with an estimated amount of time of how long they're gonna take so that they actually fill up the time on Monday. I just like to write them more in list format and not marry myself to an exact time when it's just a to-do item. So there are 5 on Monday, and then there are actually 4 on Tuesday. One of those is filming the plan with me. So that doesn't have like an actual time slot. And then one I have squished in here, which is brave. And then the other 2 after here. So that's kind of how we got there. We'll see if that ends up happening. I guess the filming of the plan with me, I should have at the top though, but I already made dots for it. Well, oh well, it's too late for that. All right, and then there's 4 on Wednesday, none for Thursday. There's only 3 on Friday. So I've got some of them scheduled, you know, before PT and some after. I'm just gonna put them all before, but knowing I'm probably gonna have to work when I get home from PT. Oh, there's actually 4. I guess we'll just go ahead and put 1 here. And then there's 3 on Saturday. Since I'm taking Thursday off to go on the boat, I'm gonna put some work hours in on Saturday next week. So every day, at least on the weekdays, we have filming the plan with me. Like I said, I probably should have just put that at the top because that's gonna happen as part of my morning routine, but I'm putting it on here so that I don't forget, because last month I literally just forgot one of the days. Right now, if it's not written down, it doesn't happen. All right, and then all the other things on Monday. So I need to prep for the call. The big thing on Monday is filming a bunch of videos for maternity leave. I have my communication routine, and then I should have flipped these 2 around, but I don't know why they're like that on my Google Cal. The order of things sometimes will change when I'm actually translating this from my weekly to my daily based on priority. So speaking prep obviously has to get done on this day, so that probably will get bumped up a little bit when the time actually comes. All right, over here we have my list, and we have my communication routine, and then I'm working on some stuff to onboard a virtual assistant, which I am very, very excited about. Wednesday, I need to recap the live. Again, communication routine, and then I'm working on some emails for some upcoming exciting things in the works. So if you are on my email list, keep an eye out in your inbox. Some exciting things up my sleeve for October/November. I know that sounds very far away, but it's gonna be worth it, I promise. All right, and then on Friday, again, communication, which normally I like to do my communication routine later in the day because I like to let any comments or messages or whatever build up. But since I'm not really working on Thursday, I'm okay if it's earlier in the day on Friday. Just a little bit of insight into my head on why, like, normally I try to do it towards the end of the day, but making sure I'm still getting it in. Whereas on Friday, I'm okay with doing it at the beginning. And then working on the Q4 planner is a big chunk of my Friday. Maybe I'll go to a coffee shop near somewhere near PT, because the things I'm working on Friday are just on the computer and I don't have any calls. And then I'm gonna prep videos. My wonderful editor has been hard at work getting videos edited for maternity leave, and now I need to go in and do my part of them. And then on Saturday, I am gonna work on some more content, more for the community for maternity leave, the community content, and then some more emails, and then plan the week. I do normally do this on Fridays, but that's because Friday is also my last working day, and my last working day is gonna be Saturday, so I'm gonna plan the week on Saturday. I'm looking at my calendar, I don't have any social things, I mean, besides the boat on Thursday during the day. There's no other social things or even anything else on my calendar. Like we have 3 baby classes in the month of August, but none of them happen to fall on this week. We have like other people visiting. My mom does have company, so I might end up doing things like in the evening with my mom and her best friend she is my poor mom. I'm not poor mom. She likes hosting. Who am I kidding? She has got a friend and her 2 sons in from now until Tuesday morning. Then Tuesday night, her best friend comes into town and is here for, I don't know how long she's here for. She's here all of these days. So it's very possible that we end up doing other activities. And regardless, I can use all of this extra white space to work on my list of things I need to do before the baby gets here anyway. So that is the plan for the week. I will see you on Monday morning. Good morning. It is Monday and I am ready for a new week. Although I'm definitely getting today started later than I had planned because I did not sleep well. What is the date today? The 14th? Alrighty. So it is about 9:30 right now as I'm filming this. I kicked off my AM routine at about 9. I get to the plan with me portion of my AM routine about halfway through. I recently just did a video on my whole morning routine, so if you want to check that out, you can. Let's go ahead and get these highlighted. And then in terms of things that are scheduled for today, sometimes there's like bigger shifts from when I plan this on Friday to planning out on Monday. And there is one thing I'm going to move around based on what time I got my day started. But in terms of scheduling, I still have a one-on-one call at 11 and then the community call at 6. So what I'm gonna try to do is, originally my plan would have been to like get fully ready for the day because I'm filming today, not just filming the plan with me. And I mean, I wrote this on every day so I wouldn't forget since I forgot last month, but I'm not gonna actually write it on my daily plan because I'm literally filming it as we speak. But I'm filming other front-facing videos, so I was gonna get ready. I will be cutting it close. I think if I try to like fully shower and get ready and all those things before this call. So what I'm gonna try to do instead is squeeze in one to-do item, which is prep the call for tonight, which I would wanna do as soon as possible anyway. Typically I like to do it the day before, but when it's on a Monday, I'm not gonna do it the Friday before. So I will finish my AM routine, work on that, get the call prepped. Then after this call is over, then I will get ready and then I will film. I don't necessarily need to put a checkbox on there because that will definitely happen. Let's say if I can be done with that by 3, that would be great. I have 5 videos I'd like to film today because last week I was gonna do 3 on Friday and I ended up only doing 2, mostly because when I pulled up the outline, this is not really relevant to the plan with me, although it might pop up later in the week. When I opened up the outline, I just didn't feel right? Like there was pieces about it that I was like, I'm not ready to film this today. And so I originally had moved it to today. And so I was gonna do 5 videos today, but I still haven't really looked at the outline. So I think what I'm gonna do actually instead is over here in the work section, I guess this is relevant to the plan with me. I'm gonna look at the outline of that video and I probably won't try and push it and do it today, but if I can at least like refresh that and feel good about that, and then I'm gonna have to find time to film that video later in the week, which is fine. I have lots of things this week that I'm getting fully ready for, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so then after the filming, I just have those 2 things left. We are gonna do speaking first because that is more of a priority, and then my communication routine, but I should have plenty of time to get to both. All right, then I filled in the community call and then also go ahead and write PM routine. I typically will do it earlier than 9. I also have a video up of that if you want to check that out. At this point, that video has gone live. And I also need to make sure I get the replay of this up. I'm ready to go. It is a busy day today. All right, in terms of some other miscellaneous to-dos, I owe my editor a few things. I was gonna do that yesterday, didn't get to it. Sorry, Amanda. By the time you're editing this video, that will way have passed, but yeah, I will get to that today. And then a couple of personal things. The trash in my office and my bathroom are overflowing, so I need to get those out, need to water the plants. And I think that's it. So as always, I feel like I explain this in every plan with me, but just in case this is your first one or you forgot, everything that's over here has a time scheduled for it to get done. So barring anything that is like unexpected, takes way more time than I expected, or something pops up, I realistically could get to all of these things today. Everything that's over here in these to-do sections, really, I mean these 2, is either a 5-minute task, right? Like watering the plants that I will fill in when I have a break or I just have a little bit of extra time, or stuff that if I don't get to it today, it's not the end of the world. And I will, like sometimes something lives over here for multiple days and then eventually gets moved over here. So that is the plan for today. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm gonna rip this off. I was asked once if I keep these. The answer is no. These immediately go into my recycle container. I just don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to keep them. Once I transfer everything over to the next day, there's just, I don't know. I can't see where I would ever go back and look at these. It's not like my old planners that had like all kinds of memories and things like that. I also have a picture of all of them, not the end of the day ones, but the beginning of the day that I post in my community Facebook group. So I always have that if I want to reference it, but let's go ahead and get today going. I didn't pull my weekly off of the wall. When I'm filming one of these types of plan with me's, I will typically do that so you can like see it while I'm doing it, but there's nothing that really changed, and I just didn't want to deal with it this morning because I'm kind of in a rush. So I have a doctor's appointment at 9, so moving definitely earlier than I have been in the past. And then I have a speaking engagement at 11:30 my time, so I've got that 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after all blocked off just to be safe. And then I have PT at 2. Oh, it is a packed day over here. Okay, so I'm doing a abbreviated version of my morning routine right now before I head to my doctor's appointment at 9, speaking. So really it's get home as quickly as possible and get ready as quickly as possible. And then PT. And then I do have one-on-one call scheduled at 3:30. I can never decide if I like these centered in the column or written over there. When they're in the boxes, I kind of like them centered. Now that I kind of wrote it already, when it's not in a box, I kind of like it over there. Because then I'm going to do some to-dos, which, I don't know, I feel like this was a little bit ambitious on the number of to-dos, given all of this stuff. I want it because I know this isn't working, right? And neither is this. So I want to get work done. It's just how much energy am I going to have at this point? We're going to find out. So I'm going to do this in terms of priority. And one of those things actually wasn't originally on the weekly plan. It's something that was planned for later in the week, but due to some other things happening, I want to get to it earlier this week. So I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to do my communication routine. And then if I have energy, I will work on my list. I don't have anything else in the evening tonight. So there's no like cutoff that's stopping me from working. I don't need to be anywhere, or deal with anything. So that is the general plan. In terms of other to-dos, I did not get to everything over here. I didn't get to a lot of things. Like I mentioned in yesterday's clip, that's pretty normal. They're either 5-minute tasks that I sometimes get to, sometimes don't. And then if I don't and I find myself moving it day after day and then it gets to a point that it is time sensitive, then I will move it over to this section so it absolutely gets done. I started the trash. I brought the trash bag from the kitchen and did my bathroom, and now it's sitting here in my office. I need to put my office trash in there and then take it out. I didn't quite finish it, so it needs to stay on the to-do list. So that is it for now, I believe. Again, I'm sure some more things will pop up, but hopefully I will check some of these things off and get through the day. Good morning, happy Wednesday. I thought I would pull down the weekly to show you while I kind of talk through the plan for today, which is already off to a lovely delayed start. I had a very, very terrible night's sleep. I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, as one does, and ended up needing something to eat. Like my stomach started growling, which hasn't happened a lot. Like my appetite has been down. So the fact that it was like actually making noise, I was like, all right, I should eat something. Then I ate something, wanted to sit up to let everything settle before I like laid back down, even though I am using a wedge pillow to sleep at an incline. I talked about that in the last quarterly favorites video like months ago in Q2. Anyways, I still wanted to sit upright to let my food really settle, and then I couldn't fall back asleep. And I ended up in total being up for like, I don't know, an hour and a half-ish, almost 2 hours. It was bananas. So I am a little bit delayed, also moving a little bit slow today. So we are gonna see how things go, but we're gonna get today all planned out. So yesterday ended up being a really productive day. I had all these things going on during the day, but then I also ended up working, like, I'm gonna say the word late for current Laken. I ended up working until like 7:30, 7:45, which is not late at all when I compare to non-pregnant me. But right now, I was pretty impressed with myself. But what's ironic is that I didn't finish a lot of things. I started and made progress on a lot of varying things here. So today I'm gonna make this list that's like me trying to finish a lot of those things. But let's start with the timed activities for today, which is the live. And then I'll go ahead and write AM routine, which I probably started about 9:45. I'm gonna write it at 10. I'm not trying to do much more this morning than do my AM routine and get ready for the live. I don't always try to fit in something work related anyways in that gap, but I was gonna try to do some sort of strength workout. I actually didn't end up writing that on my weekly. That's definitely not happening, and I'm, again, moving very slowly. So that is that, and then I have this one-on-one call at 1:30. Then I'm gonna do the three things that kind of have to, not have to, but I mean, I guess they do have to get done. I'm gonna film that video that I talked about in Monday's clip. I finally went through the outline, updated it, feel good about it. So I'm gonna film that video today while I am ready to go for the day. Oh, I almost just wrote the word outline. That's not what I want. So I'm gonna film that video and then do the live recap and my communication routine are kind of the super priorities, like getting them today. Then I'm going to list all the things that I started yesterday, and I would like to get some of them done and actually be able to check them off. Whether I get to all of them is kind of up in the air, but I'm not gonna worry about prioritizing them. I'm just gonna get them down on paper. I might have plans tonight with my mom and her best friend who's visiting. I am pretty sure I talked about this in the weekly section of this plan with me, that my mom's best friend was visiting, and Sam has plans tonight, so I might see what they're up to. I told my mom to let me know what their plans are and that I might crash. So that might impact how much I get done, but I wanna get it all out of my head and down onto the paper anyway, and it'll be easier to move to the next day if it doesn't end up getting done. So those include, which when I say the next day, it might actually be the next day because the weather is not looking good for the boat tomorrow. So we've got the Q4 planner. I did a lot of work on that, so that is one of those things. Emails, the list, and the VA stuff. Like, again, I did work on all four of those things yesterday and made progress, but didn't actually finish any of them. So we'll see what I get to today. And again, I'm just writing this order in terms of what came out of my head. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick, which more than one I'm gonna pick when I actually get around to doing this today. We'll see how I feel when we get towards the end of the day. In terms of some other to-dos, film videos, I did that. Money emails I could do. And then if I need to get out of the apartment, take a break, I need to run to the bank and I need to run to the UPS store. So if I could get to that, that would be great. Okay, that I believe is it for the day. I just realized that I wrote AM routine down at the bottom of the day, y'all. My coffee clearly has not kicked in yet. I am very much struggling today. Good morning, happy Thursday. Happy, but also the weather sucks, so we are not going out on the boat today, which is fine. The weather on Saturday is looking beautiful, so my new priority and focus is to get all the work things that I wanted to get to this week done today and tomorrow. That way on Saturday, it won't be on the boat or on the lake, but I can go to my mom's and enjoy the pool and still enjoy the beautiful weather. Again, mostly the pool at this point, just like floating in the water is the absolute best. If you've ever been pregnant, you can probably relate. So let's go ahead, and I just went and grabbed this yellow to completely offset the doom and gloom. That's what it feels like outside. It is so dark. Sam even slept way later than he normally does, and he was like, I think it's because it was so dark outside, and it just like let me continue to sleep. So I'm offsetting that with yellow. All right, so I got up at about 8:30, so chugging through my AM routine at this point. Got a load of laundry going, feeling good. And then before I actually get into work, I think my mom and I are gonna run to Target. We were talking yesterday when I was hanging out with her, how we're kind of at the point where it's time to start washing some baby clothes. She's got she's got a ton of clothes at her house, mostly because she buys them. She's been buying a ton of clothes at her house. And then also I took stuff over there to decorate for the shower. She was like, I'll just wash whatever is at my house. You wash whatever is at your house. And then we'll like go from there. Now, I'm not going to worry. I don't know. And you make a comment at this point, but the baby might be here by the time you're watching this video, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to bother washing like 6 month plus, because at that point it would need to be washed again. Like it would be dusty. So I'm not prioritizing that, but I still have a good bit of clothes to wash. And I also want to kind of like assess where I'm at in terms of like the basics and like onesies and sleepers, and do I need to get anything else now that kind of all the gifts are done? Anyways, I need baby detergent. That's really why we're going to Target. We both need it. So we're gonna go get that at Target so we can get started on washing. And then otherwise, I'm just gonna try to power through a bunch of work. So I did make progress on things yesterday. I know I talked about how like I made a bunch of progress on Tuesday, didn't actually finish anything. The same thing kind of applied yesterday. The only thing I actually finished was the Q4 planner. Everything else is still like I just made progress on it. No, just Laken. I made progress, but no finishing checking everything off. So today, what I'm going to do, I also might, depending on what happens with the weather, I might try to go to a Starbucks or something, not the one like in Target, like a real Starbucks, and do some work there. But this activity needs to happen at home. So I'm gonna put this one first, and then maybe go to Starbucks and do like the rest of these things. And then let's also put my communication routine there. If I'm prioritizing like what didn't get done earlier in the week, but at the same time, I moved things around, right? The Q4 planner wasn't on the list until tomorrow, and I went ahead and did that. So then the other thing that was on the list for tomorrow is if I could get to prepping some videos. That doesn't really have an end state, to be honest, because my editor is way ahead of me. Like she has done, I've been focusing on the filming side, and then some of the other work and projects. I had intended that I was gonna prep the videos, but that filming takes a lot more out of me, and thinking and content planning for the community and stuff like that takes a lot more out of me than actually doing the prep work for the video. So I'm behind from our original plan. There's like, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 in my queue that I could work on. Like I'm not gonna finish all of those, but I'm also gonna go ahead and write content, which was the other thing I was gonna work on this week. And just depending on how I'm feeling, where I'm at mentally, I might kind of bounce back and forth between these two. Again, just kind of taking advantage of where my energy levels are at, how am I feeling, what do I wanna work on? So that is in terms of to-dos. Otherwise, like, that's it. Let me make sure I write PM routine down here today instead of AM routine. Oh, my brain was not working yesterday. Obviously, like I'm gonna work past 3 o'clock. It's just, I don't know why I feel like I need to explain that all the time. This is just a list of things I'm gonna work on today. And that's it. I don't have any other plans this evening. Again, the weather here is kind of gross, which is also what might keep me from going to Starbucks, having to walk in the weather, but at the same time, sitting in my office while it's raining is not as motivating and exciting. In terms of other to-dos, printer ink, I think, is still shipping to New York. And I realized that yesterday. I need to look into that. And then I didn't get to these personal things. The UPS Chase trip still might not happen because I don't want to do that in the rain. Unless my mom wants to come help me and we can do that with the car. Maybe that's an option. We'll see. I'll go ahead and rewrite it just so I don't forget. But it might end up being a Friday activity. And then there's tomorrow. I think that's it for today. Hello, happy Friday. We did it. We made it to the end of the week, and it is time for our last daily plan with me. I am feeling pretty good about the progress that I've made on everything this week. This Papermate flares are really smushed down. And actually something that I noticed when I was kind of tallying things up yesterday, I got a little bit of a jump start on one of today's tasks, which is planning out my goals and task blocks for next week. But I noticed that I had 10 task blocks per day every day this week, which is not normal. Normally I have like all kinds of fluctuations. I've got days I've got more energy and less energy, but this week was pretty consistent. That seems to be my norm right now. So for the most part, I feel like I probably shouldn't at this point be planning out more than 10 per day for the foreseeable future. I think one day next week I do have 12, but that's the day of the call. And the call is always a little bit different because it pushes me into the night. So I kind of feel okay leaving it at 12 for that day, but every other day it seems like 10 is kind of my normal. So let's talk about today. A little bit of a slower start today. Another wake up in the middle of the night and like hour and a half before I fell back asleep. So definitely moving a little bit slow today. I was awake, but I didn't actually get out of bed and start my day until just after 9. So in the middle of my morning routine. Now, a couple other timely things. My mom is gonna come over at like 11-ish, she said. I'll just go and write that here to dye my hair. It really needs it at this point. I probably should have timed that better with all the filming I've been doing this week. I filmed so many videos in the last like 10 days and my hair has been not great, but it is what it is. I'm trying to time it more so on the other end. Like if we do it today, then 4 weeks, I'm 35 weeks today. So the next time would be 39 weeks, which could be too late, let's be honest, but it also could be kind of the, you know, perfect timing so that it's like as good as it can be. And then I won't really worry about it for a while. Not a while, but in case you didn't know, I do dye my own hair. Clearly I just said that. Or my mom does it for me from a box at the drugstore. I was 16 years old. I've been using the same color ever since and I love it. Okay, so I have PT also today. And then tonight, Sam and I are gonna go to services. And then we have dinner reservations. We're gonna do a little date night before he goes out of town next week. So in terms of everything else that I need to get to today, the big one is getting this done. I don't know why I'm so struggling with doing this task. I just don't want to do it. And then I need to plan my week and do my communication routine. I'm trying to, what I'm debating right this second, what I'm thinking is like, can I get this done before my mom gets here? Okay, I'm gonna put it there. It may not happen until after she leaves. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna put 3 more down here. The list, that is the most important thing, like I need to get done today. And then, what did I say? Oh, communication. Plan week. Like I said, I already kind of jumped the gun on planning the actual goals piece of next week. So normally this is my last step because obviously if I get something done or I don't get something done, that impacts planning for the next week. But prepping the videos right now is always going to be on the list. So I'm going to go ahead and get the week planned. So that's the minimum. And then whatever time I have left in the day, I'm just going to prep videos. All that will impact is what video I pick up on next week, not whether it's on the list. So that is going to be the like general plan for today. Clearly I keep putting off these personal tasks, so hopefully I can squeeze those in at some point today. Well, Chase UPS, yesterday the weather did not cooperate. I was not about to walk home from the UPS store with boxes when it was pouring. And then this can go here. I put something on tomorrow's list yesterday and then I went ahead and just did it. So check that off so I don't need to carry that over. Okay, that is gonna be it for this day and this video, which is gonna be the last Plan With Me I film for a while, to be totally honest, because all of the pre-film content, I figured vlogs far in advance are still exciting and interesting. Plan With Me's far in advance, maybe not so much. So it's gonna be a while before there is another Plan With Me. But when we pick back up with a Vlogmas in December, I definitely include like a daily Plan With Me as part of every daily vlog. So there will be lots of Plan With Me's and then I'll do the weekly ones as part of whatever day that vlog is too. So there'll be lots of Plan With Me's coming in the future, just not for a while I am out not really planning my life at all and just doing my best with a newborn. So that is gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Really, Laken? Are there,